There are more of us. Hello, what have we here? And welcome, Sawyer, to the There Are More of Us show. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I obviously know you. We've hung out. We're friends. Like, obviously, we know each other. So, for the people that don't know you, what kind of content do you make?
I go by Sawyeurism. I make a lot of like science of Star Wars, science of other fandoms content, and I also do a lot of advocacy work now, which is something I'm passionate about and want to do more about. Using my platform to showcase all areas of the fandom, all walks of life, and stuff like that.
And you do that as you spoke about, like in a galaxy far, far away. So, what is your Star Wars story? How'd you get into it, and why do you love it?
I don't remember what my first exposure to Star Wars was. I just remember always loving it as a kid. Like my sister would get action figures and I would play with them. But my first Star Wars memory is when I was 5. I was supposed to have a pool party for my birthday and I broke my arm like a week before. So my parents scrambled together this Star Wars themed party for me and we had like Wookiee cookies and Yoda soda. I still have the invitation somewhere. So, yeah, I've just always loved Star Wars.
Wookie cookies and Yoda soda. It sounds like a winner to me. I if you find that invitation, send a picture of it and we'll include it in here because I think that'd be pretty cool.
I think my mom has it, so I'll reach out to her.
Okay. As being a lifelong fan of Star Wars, I'm sure you have some favorites. We're gonna get started with the literary world. What is your
Oh,
favorite Star Wars book?
I think it's The Fallen Star, which might be a hot take, but that's my favorite High Republic book, favorite canon book, favorite book. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a hot take. It's a painful take. It's a very painful one.
My other favorite is Revan, and they're both my favorites for the same reason because they both are the only books in Star Wars that have scared me, which is not a
Mm-hmm.
feeling I usually attribute to Star Wars. So
Yeah, the Fallen Star definitely has you on edge for, I would say, 2/3 of the book.
at least, yeah.
Yeah, and then I remember the day it came out. We were all reading it if we got either the physical copy or the audio book. And I remember I wanted to go to bed, and it was like 12:30, but I was close to finishing the book, and I was like, if I can listen on 3 times speed,
Oh
I
my
can
gosh.
finish it. And then I finished at 3 a.m. And then I hopped in Discord, voice call because everybody was talking about it, and I was just like, ow, and then hung up and went to bed.
Yeah, I have this terrible habit of accidentally like I like to see how far I am, like when's the next chapter, when's the end of the book, and I have spoiled like 3 High Republic deaths for myself that way on
Mm,
accident. So, yeah.
yeah, but the Fallen Star also teaches a very important lesson. Well, a couple. Look before you leap,
Mhm.
Elzar, and make sure you take some swimming lessons if you're a Jedi. Uh, that you spoke about Revan earlier, who is canon, but is fleshed out a lot more, obviously, in Legends. And I'm pretty sure that's one of your favorite characters. But 3 of your favorite characters from Legends or canon, any era.
Okay. Ben Solo is my favorite Star Wars character. I really
Hmm.
resonate with his journey. I think Adam Driver does a beautifully nuanced performance of his trauma, and that really resonated with me watching the sequels. Elzar Mann is my favorite Jedi. Um, for similar reasons. Also, he's just, I think, a more likable Anakin. And then for Legends, I do like Revan, but the thing about Revan is we all kind of have our own version of him that you like, or
Hmm.
her, or them, and there's a book, but people have mixed feelings on it. Legends, I think I'll actually say Darth Malgus. I
Mm.
think his Sith arc is so different from all of the other Sith, like noticeably different, and I think his story and the book Deceived is like really remarkable. So
Darth Malgus, or the character that gives me the most fits in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's not an endorsement, although if they want to endorse the show, like by all means. Uh, um, Yeah, so Ben Solo, as he so eloquently put in The Rise of Skywalker, ow, just a man of few words. And then Elzar Man, I'm very curious as to how Phase 3 is going to handle him. Him and Avar specifically. We have
Mhm.
the one book, what was it, The Temptation of the Force or something like
Yeah.
that? Yeah, it's just like, okay, that's the adult now. Okay, that's the adult novel. Okay,
Yes.
we will see. Just maybe it'll be Lost Ark, but with Jedi. We'll see.
Yeah, I think I had a
Uh,
dream about it the other day where like they have their moment, they do the deed, and then they have an unfortunate ending. That's my prediction.
yeah. Well, if all three of the fire was it Firebrand? Is that what they
Mhm.
called them?
Yeah.
Yeah. If all three of the Firebrand made it to Phase 3, I was like, oh yeah, definitely one of them's not making it out. Now that one of them hasn't made it out, I'm like, maybe they'll both make it, but maybe they'll just be like so far apart. You know,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. Um, what is your favorite Star Wars quote?
Oh, okay. My favorite Star Wars quote is from Legends. It's from KOTOR 2. It's when Traya says apathy is death. I think that that is probably the only thing I would ever get, like, only words I would ever get tattooed, ever. Like,
Hmm.
maybe. I just think that's profound. I think if you don't care about anything, then yeah, like, it's kind of sad and you lose your purpose a little bit. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think too many people put apathy on the Jedi when where they
Hmm.
say like, "Oh, realistically, I'd be a Sith because the Jedi don't have emotions." Like, no, they do.
They
They
do,
just
yeah.
in theory they should keep them in check. In practice, sometimes they repress them. But
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
not everybody can be Obi-Wan. You know, or Plo Koon, specifically Plo Koon. Shout out to Plo Koon.
True. I think we're.
Um,
I was it you who said is that Plo Koon and the Acolyte?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so I mean maybe we
Timeline
don't
checks
see a lot
out.
of we don't see a lot of Keldor
Mhm.
uh species in the Jedi like in Legends. There was Plo Koon and his niece Sha Koon, I think, who got killed by Anakin or Vader a little bit after Order 66. Like a few weeks or a few months after that,
Mhm.
he had
One of
survived the
the
purge.
yeah, one of the Grand Masters during the Old Republic was a Keldor, I
Right,
think.
I can't think of
Yeah.
their name.
Mhm.
And then in the game Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, one of the alien species you could pick for the main character was Keldor, whether
Oh,
you
really?
were
That's
a
cool.
man or a woman. Yeah,
Hmm.
like that's the blueprint for like if you wanted to do a non like quote unquote canon game where like there is a canon story, but you can let people pick their
Mhm.
species or gender. Like that's the blueprint. That game.
Didn't know that.
I love that game. You should pick it up. I no one really likes the villain in the game or like the
Who is the
overarching
villain?
villain. It's what's his name? Darth. Jesse would Jesse and I talk about it. Like if you saw Jesse and I talking about it sitting in Discord, that's who we talk about. Mark Aragnos.
Oh,
That
really?
is the Sith Lord. Yeah.
Oh. People
Hmm.
don't like him?
No.
Oh,
It's mostly
okay.
because they think he was a bit of a disappointment in
Okay.
the thing, but there's also like I guess the more of the history people don't really like him.
Mhm. Huh.
And then if you choose the uh women, the woman like any of the women species, they're voiced by Jennifer Hale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Star Wars alum. But yeah, and you are a big fan of the Old Republic, so it's still there, folks. We'll find out what happened to the Old Republic eventually. Probably after Phase 3 is wrapped up, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think
You
we'll
know.
get some kind of content one way or the other.
So Star Wars is nothing without its music. In all three trilogies and all the movies, it slaps from John Williams to Michael Giacchino and Ludwig Göransson. So, what is your favorite musical piece from Star Wars?
That's so tough. I I don't want to have a cliche answer. Um, but I think probably Binary Sunset.
You can't go wrong with a classic. You can't. You absolutely
It
can't.
the like hope and like emotion that it instills every time I hear it is like, and it doesn't matter where it's placed, or it's just, yeah.
Well, I will say the one place that was weirdly placed for me was reading Thrawn Treason, and after like the Empire won something, they played it at the end of the chapter, and I was like, okay.
Oh, that
I
is
I
strange.
mean, I guess they're technically the good guys in this part, but they're the protagonists, not good people. Hmm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe not there. Also, I really, really like Revan's theme. I like,
In Kotor.
yeah, it's not John Williams, but it's still a really nice theme, I think.
Yeah, the video games have really good music, like
Hmm.
Jedi Survivor.
Oh yeah.
The composer, they stuck their foot in that one,
Oh
like it
yeah.
was just hitting all the beats
Hmm.
well. So now we get to your mystery box question. So it's a question that is tailored to you as an
Oh,
individual, as a
okay.
fan, that you do not get ahead of time. So you like science, you like biology, you like
Mhm.
lizards and frogs and things like that. So you are in the Star Wars universe. You're like the Steve Irwin in the Star Wars universe. So it's your first show. What planet are you going to, and what species are you looking to study and showcase to the galaxy?
Um, okay. Tough. Okay. Hmm. I am going to Felucia,
Hmm.
and I am going to showcase the um, subspecies of Rancor, the jungle
Hmm.
Rancor that is
Mm.
blue.
Mm.
Yes,
Are you going to pull an Anakin Skywalker and ride one?
absolutely.
Oh, I mean, who wouldn't, given the opportunity? But also, if you're the Steve Irwin, like that kind of comes with the territory. Rest in
Yeah,
peace to the king.
for sure.
Are you going to have an Australian accent?
No,
No. Are
that's
you going to
one
bring
I
back?
can't do actually.
Are you going to bring back your British accent?
Maybe that one I can't. I can't say no to. But
For the OGs, Sawyer used for the OGs that knew Sawyer had a British accent when she was doing her content early on. At
hmm,
some point, that just dropped.
yeah, I just couldn't keep it up anymore. And you know what? I think it's better now that I don't do it every day. Try to force it out.
I mean, right here, let the people hear it.
mm, do I have to?
I put you on the spot.
I'm gonna pass. You can scroll through my TikToks. I didn't delete anything. You can find them there. Or
Well,
you know what? I did for April Fools 2 years ago. I think I did like a uh I did a oh yeah, I did a video in a British accent. And then I did a couple summers ago I did like a David Attenborough style like Sith Lord in the Wild narration.
mhm.
So you can find it there.
I mean, they may not have to scroll because the way TikTok's working, it's like pushing out random
Oh
videos
yeah,
from
that's true. I
2021 and
that one from
2022 and
2020
2020.
the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. I was like one of the first video that ever went viral, which was like my first month on TikTok. Someone just liked it, I think yesterday or Wednesday, and I'm like, and it's not pinned on my profile anymore. So I'm just like, why?
Okay. Weird.
Yeah, and it wasn't someone that followed me either. So I'm just like, that's just in the wild FYP somewhere. Okay. Well, thanks for coming on, Sawyer. Before we go, tell the people where they can find you and your content.
Yeah, you can find me at Sawyuerism everywhere content exists. Um, Twitter and TikTok are my mains, but I'm out there pretty much everywhere.
Yes, out in the wilds, catching lizards, catching frogs.
Hmm.
Yeah.
On a good day.
Being Disney's biggest show.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
always
yeah.
raking in the cash from Disney.
Hmm. That's what I said. I was like, if I'm being a shill for Disney, where's my paycheck? Like, because if y'all thought a $1 billion corporation was paying me to hype something up, you don't think I would be like out here balling? Like, you think I wouldn't just be like going to every single premiere or like going to Disney World like every day? Like, come on, y'all. Like, you think I don't got better negotiating skills than that? Come on.
I don't think I think we've gotten to a point where they don't like the word shill has lost its intended meaning.
Yeah, I don't think they ever knew what it actually meant.
No.
Yeah. Media literacy, reading comprehension, semantics, all dead. But thanks again for coming on. Make sure you go check out Sawyer's content wherever she is at and hype it up. And oh, you also have a Discord.
I do. I do have a Discord. It's a pretty big Discord. We're pushing almost 800 members now. So, um, open to everybody. Come on down, hang out with us. We have game nights and movie nights and fun stuff like that. So,
Yeah, check out the Sawyeurism community. And thank you all for tuning into this show. I hope you enjoyed this episode with our wonderful guest. And until next time, remember, there are more of us.